Welcome back to At Any Age Podcast. This is Kaitlyn.
And this is Lisa.
And we are coming to you today. On our minds is, minds. On our minds is minds. I think that Lisa mentioned something about, not really being able to know what's going on in someone else's mind and understand, their thought process and where things are going, and kind of almost accepting that too, being okay with not truly knowing what other person is thinking, but believing their actions.
Yes, actions speak louder than
the words. They
right?
do.
They really do.
Yeah.
I think so. Someone can tell you anything or say anything. It's truly their actions.
Yes.
It really is like kiddos or people saying, "Oh, I'm sorry I did that," or "I'm sorry I did that," but they continually keep on doing it. Mm. Their actions are not showing that they're trying to stop doing the negative or stop doing whatever they're doing or make a change.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point to bring up because my dad, since I was little, had always said, sorry doesn't mean anything. Sorry is just a word. Mm-hmm. He's always, that is one thing that will always stick out in my mind and I'll always remember about my dad. I remember one time I had done something and we were driving in his truck and he was like, well, you can say sorry, but it doesn't mean anything. It's just a word. And so it's your actions that truly do prove that you've learned and that you're moving on. Mm-hmm. So that's the biggest lesson I will always remember from my dad.
And that's a big lesson. That's a huge lesson.
Yeah. Sorry doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't. If there's no...
Yeah. Nothing to back it up.
Nothing to back it up is right.
Yeah.
You're on point there. Nothing to back it up. Because we can say, I'm sorry, and really not be sorry.
No, and not mean it.
And
not change.
Right.
It's that change. And so then when we're sitting here and we're like, oh, I wish I could get into this person's mind. I wish I could know what they're thinking. Why are they doing what they're doing? Mm-hmm. I think that whenever you're dating and you, we know we overthink. And so...
An understatement.
And so we always say... oh, I wish I knew what they were thinking. I wish I knew. But I guess, and I didn't really even realize it to right now, if we just look at their actions and see what their actions are, we kind of do know what they're thinking. We don't need to get into their heads because they are showing us
through
how
their
they
actions.
feel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Through their actions.
Exactly.
Whatever their actions may be.
So we are mind readers then.
We are.
But more like body language.
Yes, body language. Yeah. Do we really want to know what goes on in everybody's mind? I don't think so.
No.
I think that would be pretty scary.
Yeah, but God knows what's going on.
No, God does. Absolutely. Yeah. He knows everything, even before we know.
Yes.
I wouldn't want to know everything.
No. I think that would be scary and sad, and I think everybody is supposed to wrestle with their own things with God as, their counselor. Right. And
yeah, because I think we all have a hard enough time now, never mind being able to hear everybody else's thoughts.
Yeah.
And what's going on in their minds.
Yes.
That would drive us all
cuckoo.
It
would. But I think what I'm doing right now, so I went on a date last week with someone that went really well. I was like, wow, Lisa, I get it. You like looking at someone and they're a man of God.
Yes.
And so that was really exciting to actually, for the first time ever, go on a date with someone, talk about God, be connected in that way, pray together before we ate. That was truly amazing. So I was excited about that. I haven't heard from them. We're supposed to have a date on Saturday. We'll see if that happens. The communication is just not there. But I don't know if that's how this person communicates, because I have always had, I think, the wrong mindset about dating. You should go into it wanting to be friends with someone and taking it slow and not rushing it. And it's okay to not text each other every day or call each other every day and wait until you have a couple more opportunities to get to know each other in person before you're sharing the good morning, how's your day going text. And I'm like, wow, that's refreshing. So if this is a lesson for me to learn, another lesson for me to learn, then I think that is probably one of the biggest lessons, is truly finally realizing to slow down, to let this anxiety I have over everything, like, go to God, because he knows where my path is going, and I can't do anything. Like, it's in his control, so why am I going to be anxious and just, like, every day being like, what's going on with this person? Are they going to reach out to me? I've totally let that go and given it to God and just been like, I have too much going on in my life to add that stress.
Yeah. So, I mean, he tells us not to worry.
Yeah. To take it literally day by day and...
Well, because tomorrow has its own worries.
Yes.
And worrying is not going to make you feel any better. It's not going to change the situation. It's going to be the same.
Yeah.
You know, so just to get all upset and worrying about something, no matter what it may be, dating, family, you know, whatever you're going through, things at work, things with your kids, anything. I mean, we all worry about a bunch of things, and it's like, does it make it better? No. It just makes us a lot. It makes you not feel good. No. Actually.
It doesn't make you feel good at all. And I'm like, whoa, this lesson. Wow. Like, lesson? Finally, I'm getting to that point where I finally get it. That you need to just go day by day. And I forget, because it really hit me when I read, I don't know if you remember the Bible verse, but it's either in, I want to say, one of the Gospels where, you know, it basically does say that. It just says, you know, keep your worries for today and don't worry about, like, tomorrow. Right. Because today's worries is today and, you know, tomorrow. And that's basically what you said, too. It's somewhere in there.
It is. And I apologize for not having that on hand. Because it would be great to share that scripture and have it right in front of me. And I will have to share that next time we do our next podcast. I will...
Yeah, because it was just, and I apologize too, because I'm so bad at, like, I remember the stories, but I'll be honest, like, I don't remember exactly what verse or what chapter. Like, I could, that's how my sort of brain works, is I can remember those, like, phrases or that's those stories, but I have to get better at that.
I am with you on that. Yeah. Definitely am with you on that. So we will definitely have to
follow up with that.
Take note and follow up and just have that.
Yeah. For sure, to remind that and to speak on that. But absolutely. I think that's kind of where my journey is right now, just letting today's worries be today and not trying to read someone's mind and doing what I need to do for me. And I think, obviously, communication, we always talk about it, is key. So I will eventually, later this week, reach out to that person if I haven't heard from them.
Well, I'm glad that you brought that up, because I was thinking, you know, it's okay for you to reach out to the person and say, hey, you know, are we still on, you know, for Saturday or, you know, just, I think that's okay. I mean, it shouldn't always be, well, we need to wait for that person to contact us. I think it's okay for you to reach out and say, hey, you know, during the end of the week, hi, how you doing? I was just seeing if we're still on for Saturday. And
because enough time has gone by too where it's, and that's also setting a precedent of, this is how I like to communicate, this is what I'm expecting if this goes further with us. So, you know, slowly kind of showing what your expectations are, and if that person can't reach or meet those expectations, then they're not your person. Right. So if you can't, you know, increase that communication with me, and, you know, at least have that check-in, like, sooner, then I don't think you're the person for me.
But I have to say, kudos to you, Kaitlyn. Give yourself a pat on the back.
Okay, pat on the back.
For not reaching out right away and just waiting. But that doesn't mean not to reach out. But, you know, where Kaitlyn said that usually she's, like...
Right on it.
Right on it. And, like... Excuse me for saying this, Kaitlyn, but she's like right on it, like the day after, so totally intense into it, and it's like, whoo. So I think it's great. She's growing, and I believe that has to do with God and her giving it all to God and leaving it in His hands. So, but I think that's amazing. I see that in her, and she's an amazing girl. So Yeah, she will meet God.
Whatever
God will send her the right gentleman to be with her. I believe that He's preparing both of them
Yes.
for each other.
Exactly. And who knows? I don't know. You know, we, like we said, we overthink, so things can be in my head like, oh, I'm never going to see this person again. But I would like to believe, based off of our conversations that we had and, you know, both of our understanding of God and how we spoke of God and all of that, that would hopefully lead to at least a respectful thing of saying, hey, I'm sorry, I'm not actually interested anymore.
Right.
Yeah, but God truly knows. Like, if it's supposed to be, then it's supposed to be. And if it's not, then, like you're saying, Lisa, my person will come along.
When they're ready.
Yeah.
And when you're ready.
Exactly.
It's just not it's when you're ready, too.
Yeah.
Because you got to be ready for each other.
Yes. So we'll see where that goes. And like we're saying, I'm not a mind reader, so I have no idea what's going on in this person's mind. And eventually I'll do what I need to do for myself to communicate and see what's going on there. And just keep trucking away at all of this. But yeah, I think that's kind of what's been on our minds. And thank you so much for tuning in and listening to us, and we will be back.
We will be back. I hope you all have a blessed week, and we'll be back.
Be back shortly next week.
Yes.
Okay, and as always, you can reach us at NAH Podcast on Facebook or Instagram, as well as YouTube. We have the, what would it be called? Like the audio up there in videos.